today we're going over one of the grooviest design styles of all, mid-century modern. You have been asking for it.
Make it rock, yeah.
So guys, I'm so excited to talk to you all about mid-century modern today. Mid-century is not as simple as you might think. There's a couple of things we need to know. And so how can we get mid-century modern that works for you guys in the best way possible? I'll tell you the simplest way to do that is to focus on the looks you love the most. So now ultimately it comes down to two iconic expressions. You've either got that 50s sort of Jetsons, atomic age feel, or you're popping up to the 60s, which is that groovy, sleek, urbane, modern pop art look, and you want to just pick a lane to make your space feel the most intentional and read the best. Now, from a planning perspective, to get your space, you're going to want to focus on the following 5 tips. First one is to be aware of your architectural cues. Now, if you live in a classic mid-century home, like it's an Eichler or somebody that's got soaring ceilings, you're golden. It's easy. You're going to play off of those lines. But if you live in kind of a squarer box or something simpler, then you're going to have to really sort of work with your interior's cues to really strengthen that message. Like for instance, this guy here with the floating fireplace, that's a fantastic architectural statement, very early 50s, definitely takes you there. But for instance, this picture has a little bit less of that. It's kind of a box, and what they've done is they've really pushed kind of color and the thematic story of the furnishings to sort of dig that style statement right in and make it work. The second most important thing is to select 1 or 2 iconic furniture pieces that you're going to use per space, and that's it. Everything else that goes into the space wants to be kind of quieter, a little bit softer, lines that tie in with those 2 iconic pieces, but that's it. Otherwise you're going to look like you're living in a museum, and you don't really want to overkill the statement that way. For instance, take a look at this gorgeous space with just 2 exquisite Barcelona chairs. That's an amazing statement. Or this Eames lounger with the lovely 50s floor lamp. That's a fabulous look as well. But here's another area where they've blended a third piece. They've got that lovely walnut paneling and a great 50s floor lamp, but that credenza doesn't say exactly 50s, but the lines are right on it, and so it blends in with that very well, and the style statement is clearly made, and it looks fantastic. So now tip number 3 is all about the color palette. Now, there's 2 ways to go with this. If you're doing that 50s thing, you're definitely going to live kind of in these wonderful woodsy earth tones, right? You've got tons of walnut paneling. Oh, I love that sort of subtle green chair right out in front of that. Or maybe you're looking at, more walnut types of paneling with just like a little pop, but it's of a space age turquoise. It's not super bright. That's a great statement for earth tones and for that early 50s. Now, if you're pushing up into the 60s, you're definitely going to kind of fly those colors up just a hair. You're going to really think about kind of the Peter Max, the colors from the artwork of the period, and you can really push bright colors and blend a lot of them in together. Or, oh my God, look at this entire green room in a Plattner chair. That's exquisite. Or you can push all the way to a monochromatic statement. I love this little black and white piece, and that's a gorgeous piece that was done, and that feel very monochromatic, because if you think back to those dresses that we saw, they either had that very sort of cool black and white houndstooth check, that was a great look, or they went bright poppy classic colors. So again, pick your lane for the style you're looking for, and it'll definitely help smooth that statement along. And if you guys are one of those guys where you're absolutely about to attack a kitchen or do something significant like a kitchen or a bathroom with your home, maybe add in a small addition, change out some windows, renovate in any way, you absolutely need to check out the Dezigner method. This is my new program for anyone who's doing any kind of significant either construction or renovation to their homes. I take you from soup to nuts. There's a link down below that'll give you more information on it. So check out the link down below. It's definitely in the description, but it's also right here, and I hope I see you there. So now your next tip that's super important to consider is paying attention to your lighting, because starting in the 50s, we were beginning to use post and beam construction residentially. What does that mean to you? What that means is big windows, baby. It was groovy time for daylight. So you want to make sure that if you're doing window treatments, they're super light, or skip them altogether if you can. Look at these beautiful spaces like with this Plattner chair. Oh my gosh, those are great, and those windows are completely bare. Or I love this piece that's mixed in with the stone wall and that great wood on the chair on the side. Oh, that's fantastic. And there's all that texture being lit by that huge wall of glass. So you want light in your mid-century modern spaces to be groovy. So the fifth tip, and this is like many style statements that you're going to work with, is that your art and decor drills down and finishes the statement always. So with mid-century modern, mainly you want to think about artwork, because artwork was super important at this period. So you want to keep it intentional and important, and rather spare if you're doing either period, 50s or 60s. But like for instance, with this piece, with that massive contemporary piece in the background, that's a major art statement, and it still feels very sort of groovy in 60s. That's great. I love also this one with the walnut paneling and just a couple of small black and white pieces and a little bit of a plant next to those chairs. Those are fantastic. So that's one way to look at it. Or if you want to grab the groovy and drive it home, you're going to go pop art maximalism. Oh my gosh, look at this space. You've got this modular seating going on, and of course all of these kind of crazy art pieces. Think Peter Max, Andy Warhol. Ooh, shit, who was the other guy? And that other artist that I can't remember at the moment. But they were all fabulous, and so you're gonna definitely wanna like blow that up with that look, and you can go a lot of places with that. So that's the way you drive your style statement all the way home with your art and decor. Oh, and one more thing with your decor statement is be sure you include plants. Again, remember that post and beam detail where we get lots of window lights? Oh, we were bringing nature in. That was a big, big element of mid-century modern. Now, those are the 5 tips, but before you rush out and start buying things to put into your mid-century space, I'm going to show you a few iconic pieces from each of the periods that you're definitely going to want to think about including. For instance, if you're going to rock that groovy 60s period, you definitely want to be looking at things like the Plattner steel tables or the womb chair. And of course, everybody loves that iconic tulip table and tulip chairs, the Vasily, the Barcelona, even the Arco lamp. Those are fantastic 60s international classic style statement pieces that you cannot go wrong with. Or if you're pushing a little bit earlier towards the 50s and that kind of space atomic age thing, we gotta reprise the Sputnik chandelier. So we've definitely got looks like that, or you can do one where it's a surface mount like this one. The Eames chair, designed in 1949 and was the classic for the entire 50s, was a thing. You almost have to have one. You almost have to have an atomic clock of some sort, something that feels like it's exploding. And then consider this beautiful Florence Knoll sofa, which is so tailored with the tufting. Oh, that's so fabulous. And don't forget the iconic wishbone chair. Oh my God, it screams mid-century modern. Now, go over to this video, which is mega modern. One of the best videos we've done in ages that talks all about modern and contemporary styles. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a groovy week.